Hello, everyone, and welcome back to At the Heart of Business. I'm your host, Judith Tait. At the Heart of Business is a conversation with women in business discussing their challenges and successes. I am so excited to introduce our next guest, Jayden Kennedy. Welcome, Jayden.
Hey, Judith. Thanks so much for having me. I'm super excited also.
Thank you so much for being on the show. I'm super excited to have you here. So tell us all about Jayden Kennedy Real Estate.
Sounds good. So my name is Jayden Kennedy, and I am a 24-year-old millennial realtor specializing here in the Durham region. A little bit about me, I received a full ride scholarship to the University of San Diego to play volleyball. It was an amazing experience there, and the school consisted of predominantly white people who were very affluent. So the longer I was at the school, the more I started to realize that the people at the school were building wealth through real estate, because all of their parents were investing in real estate. And so what I decided to do was do a little bit more research on the real estate industry as a whole. And that's when I realized that real estate can actually be used as a vehicle to create generational wealth and build financial freedom. So I decided to come back home. I spoke to a couple of my friends, and I realized that these conversations aren't normal, especially within the African Canadian community. So I decided to get my real estate license to, one, educate everyone around me, and hopefully help them build generational wealth and create financial freedom.
Excellent. I love it. That's so exciting. And you know what makes me so happy about that is you're a millennial. You're so young, and it's like you've got it all together. And I think it's amazing. Like, you're such a good role model for other millennials, and you caught on to something so quick. And I've been watching you for a while, and you are doing so well.
Thank you. Yeah, one of my main whys is the fact that I do want millennials, specifically African Canadian young females, to see that despite what society says, your age doesn't matter. And as long as you provide value, you can be successful. So yeah.
That's great. All right. So that was going to be my next question. Like, what is it that called you to this business?
Honestly, I'm extremely passionate about social justice. I majored in psychology and minored in sociology. And once I realized that, financial literacy is not adequately taught in schools. And that's when I was like, you know what, I have this knowledge and I have this passion. So I almost felt like it was my duty to really go out and educate people. Because like I said, in our community, we're not having these conversations about wealth building, and it might even be taboo to have financial conversations at the dinner table. But I think that that's definitely something that we have to start normalizing. So my goal is to use social media, because a lot of younger people are on social media. I want to give them real estate related content that's easily digestible and also fun, so that they will then understand it and they will pass that information along to their peers and their families, and hopefully start to invest in real estate and build generational wealth.
Great. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. And I really like how you pointed out that this is not taught in schools, like in high school. That is one thing. When I did my business admin degree a few years ago, I was learning so much stuff. And I thought, why am I just learning this? And I mean, I was in high school a long time ago, but I thought I didn't learn anything like this in high school. And then I know my daughter, when she went through high school, she wasn't taught anything like this. So what you're doing is amazing, because that's definitely a gap that needs to be filled, and you're filling it. So kudos to you.
Thank you. I think there is a gap, but then there's also another gap. Once again, I always go back to the social justice aspect, but purchasing real estate is already stressful enough. And I feel like a lot of people within our community don't necessarily have someone who looks like them to help facilitate the transaction. So I want to, educate people, show millennials that they can be supported or successful regardless of their age, and then also enable people within our community to work with people who look like them.
Yes, exactly. Love it. So then what kind of challenges have you had in business?
Okay, so I would say that the biggest challenge I had right now, in the past, it was imposter syndrome. I think I was just so scared. Everyone has seen my drive for athletics, and I have now taken that innate drive from sports and poured it into real estate. And I wasn't too sure how people would would take that, right? Because I knew I was going to be active on social media and I was worried about, oh, would people comment on this type of information or what I look like? But then I realized, like, I just have to do it, you know, and you have to forget about other people. And as long as I focused on providing value, no one could touch me because I know I'm providing someone with information that they would potentially need. The other thing is right now, the real estate market is crazy. It's a crazy seller's market. So I would just say volatility. But luckily, I have been able to assist my clients successfully. And I attribute that to my ability to really foster genuine relationships with listing agents. So I think as long as you have the value and you really do your best to create genuine relationships with everyone around you, you should be successful regardless of the market or even the industry you're in.
Exactly. Always providing value. And I really like how you pointed out that you really can't worry about what other people are thinking or saying. You got to just believe in yourself and believe in the value that you provide. And everything else will just take care of itself from there.
Exactly. And once again, I just have to point out the amount of value that you are providing right now is amazing. It's amazing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Jayden.
Yes. Of course.
Okay, so you are, like, I see you as a role model in so many ways. So for women, for millennials, for the Black community, what words of advice would you have for someone who's maybe traveled a similar path as you, or someone who wants to do business or get into business?
I would say, you know, I'm a retired athlete now, I guess, but I'm Team Nike, and Team Nike says, just do it. So always just do it. Turn your brain off, forget about imposter syndrome. Just if you want to start that business, just do it. I promise you, the right people will come your way and they will start to support you. So I think that's the biggest thing. And also, you are your biggest critic, right? If you go talk to your mom, I guarantee you, your parents, they're going to support you. But when I tell myself things sometimes, I'm like, you know what? I shouldn't do that. But once I go through with it, people support me, and it's completely worth it.
Yes, I agree. And you know, you also raised a good point about what you tell yourself. Your words have so much power. And it's almost like you will live up to what you say. So if you talk positive, then positive will happen. If you talk negative, negative will happen. So your words have so much power. So we have to be so careful about the conversations we have with ourselves.
Exactly. And I'm huge, like I love the law of attraction and just like speaking things into existence. So like you said, just being positive, like don't get too down on yourself. And then the other thing I also wanted to mention is be yourself, because I was so scared at first. I'm like, okay, I know I am a bit more outgoing. I'm not necessarily for everyone. But as time has progressed, I've had my license for just under a year now. I've started to notice that the people, the right people who see value in me, they're now coming to me to work with me. And the people who I'm drawing to me are very similar to me and they have the same values. So it doesn't even make it feel like work, honestly. It's like I'm helping my friends purchase a house. So be yourself. Some people, they're going to go away from you. You don't want those clients anyways. You will start to attract the right people.
Yes, that's right. I love that. Don't worry about the people who don't like your message. They're not your ideal client. You know, let them go. It's okay.
Exactly.
That just makes more room for your ideal client to find you. So
exactly. And I think for like, you know, aspiring entrepreneurs, it is sort of a harder pill to swallow because, you know, it's losing business. But at the end of the day, the people who don't align with your values, they're going to be the biggest headache and they're going to be the biggest time wasters anyways. So it's okay to lose some business.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Listen to you. You're so young. And it's like you've got it all together. That is such a good point. Like,
thank you.
Don't worry about losing business. Like they're not your ideal client. So let them go. Right.
Exactly.
Just focus on the people who need you and who love your business and who are right for you. So excellent. So what's your biggest win in business?
My biggest win, I would say my absolute favorite win is I had a group of African Canadian millennials reach out to me via Instagram. I had actually never met them. And that to me was a win in itself because if people are reaching out to me via social media, that means that they already trust me based off of the value that I provide, right? So for me, that was definitely confirmation that I was doing the right thing. And the second thing is, what I preach, is young millennials really learning about real estate and switching from a renter to an owner mindset. And the fact that all of these millennials pooled their money together for years. It is hard to come up with money for a down payment and stuff nowadays. So sometimes you do have to get creative. And the fact that they then reached out to me and trusted me to help facilitate probably the biggest transaction they've ever been a part of in their lives, like that to me was the biggest win. I have gotten clients' homes and stuff, but the fact that they just embody everything that I stand for. So shout out to you guys. You're probably going to watch this. Yeah.
That's great. I love it. Okay. So then how have you been resourceful? It sounds like you're a very resourceful person. So how have you been resourceful in business?
I would say number one is networking. Right now, especially, I started during COVID, right? But I have been able to be extremely successful. And I attribute the majority of my success to my sphere of influence and then also my presence on social media. So just make sure that you're always, commenting, engage with other business owners, support their business, and in turn, they will support yourself, right? So make sure you niche down, find that niche that you're really focused on and just hone in on them and provide them with as much value as possible. The other thing is mentors. I always try to surround myself with people who are better than me. So I do have a couple of mentors, both male and female, because I want both perspectives. And it's really good because I can go to them when I need support. And once again, I have been in the industry for just over a year. So there are some instances where I do need that guidance. So getting a great mentor is definitely paramount. And the last thing I would say is I'm always investing in myself and I'm always trying to learn. I think some people just real estate, for instance, they get their real estate license and they're satisfied with the knowledge that they acquired just from the course. But I am constantly investing in other courses. Yes, it does cost a couple $100s here or there, but down the line, one, it enables me to provide more value for my clients. And two, I am just becoming overall a better realtor. So those are my three whatever things.
That's all right. That was great. So last question. What is your message of love, light, and inspiration for our viewers?
Okay. So it sort of goes back to having the right people come to you. I just think that you need to love what you do and really focus in on your why. And on days when you feel a little defeated, your whys are what's going to take you over that little slump and really help you succeed. So once again, providing value and knowing your why.
That's great. I absolutely love that, Jayden. You are amazing. I am so proud of you. As I said, I've been watching you for a while and you got it all together. So
thank you so much.
Kudos to you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. This was great. Thank you to our viewers for watching us. Tune in for another episode of At the Heart of Business.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
For 25 years, you've been helping to make our roads safer by doing the right thing. You've been the designated driver, you've stayed over, called home.